Hello friends, it's Sunday. It's time for our weekly guidance. If you are new to these weekly guidance live streams, my name is Jory Cooper Swick. I have a website called The Blissful Knowing. I'm a numerologist, happiness coach, and intuitive counselor, also spiritual teacher and author. I have personally created 3 guidance decks that I use for these weekly live streams. The Love is Everywhere, Hearts in Nature cards. These are all photographs I've personally taken. All of these decks have been created by me. I've channeled specific words for the images. So that's the Love is Everywhere deck. The Zen Blossoms Flowering Intuition cards, we're going to be featuring these today because it's spring and I love flowers. So I've taken pictures, all of these pictures myself. Ooh, I love this one, Cosmos. Woohoo! Hi, Amy. And the Blissful Knowing Inner Guidance cards. We're going to be using these too today. So these are going to be featured tomorrow. Tomorrow is Mini Reading Monday. So if you're interested in getting a personal reading with this deck, and you can choose from the other decks too. You can even choose a combination of decks. That's tomorrow, Mini Reading Monday. You can get your own personal reading. The reading that we're going to do today is a reading for the collective. So everybody that's tuning in, we're co-creating the guidance today together. That's why it resonates with you, because it's for all of us. Hi, Jennifer. Last week's weekly guidance left me for a minute a little bit perplexed because our last card was friendship. We get friendship, and the get card is what we're going to get. So it's predictive, it's future, and I was like, that's not as profound as I was hoping it would be, but it turned out to be so profound, and it unfolded just later that evening where a particular relationship I have, the dynamic changed, and the person, we had a very peaceful interaction, and there was an amazing new inspiration of how we could solve a problem collectively that was on our mind. So there was a lot of solutions, and we had a card about all is well, and I really felt like after that all is well. So last week was one of those moments where I was like, okay, whatever. Sometimes we have these profound readings, but last week left me kind of like a little bit perplexed until a few hours later, and then I was like, whoa, this stuff is amazing. Of course, this stuff is amazing. That's why I've been doing it for so long. But it just never ceases to blow my mind. So what we're going to do today, we're going to do the 4-card spread. That is the one that we usually do. What we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. We're going to do it with the Zen Blossoms because it's spring and I'm feeling so springalicious. I tried to find something springy to wear. I've been planting in my garden and I cannot wait to get back out there later today. So that's why I'm on early today. So we're going to use the Zen Blossoms. These are the 1-word cards, so I will be channeling what they mean for us today when I pull them. And then we're going to go to the Blissful Knowing, and I was guided to pull 2 cards from the Blissful Knowing deck just as our focus, like extra more specific guidance. So that's how we're going to do it today. And I will start shuffling this deck in particular. Hi, Becky. This deck is a little bit slippery. And for those of you who have never seen me in action, I do what's called the magic shuffle. So I go like this, and the cards jump out on their own. Sometimes it's more than one for each spot on our spread. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to do our 4-card, and I'm going to chit-chat with you guys while we're waiting for the cards to fly out. I made a post yesterday asking if you were feeling the positive energy that I was feeling and that my clients have been experiencing. I've noticed a shift. Some really positive things have occurred lately in this last week. Since the spring equinox, I'm really feeling optimistic and, like, again, aligning with solutions, aligning with manifestations. Hi, Christy. And it's been really great to catch up with my clients and hear what's going on in their lives as far as really positive abundance and new opportunities. So I'm seeing a little theme. Hi, Nancy. And that's why I made a post yesterday and asked if you guys were feeling it too. And I got a lot of comments on that post that you guys are also feeling the positivity, which is great. And numerology wise, we are in that 3-6 energy, and 3 is about positivity and optimism. 6 can be about harmony, focus on family and home. 3 is also speaking your truth, as I've mentioned. But we've all had some bumps in the road because of Mercury retrograde, at least a lot of my clients and I have. So that can bring up the old past issues, and that's where we've done a lot of work in my sessions, in my private sessions, is just looking at how much we've grown, clearing out old beliefs that create old patterns, doing a lot of that work so we can move forward and feel this optimism. I just got 3 cards that jumped out, so I'm just asking, hi Anitza. I'm just asking if I need to pull one more card, which I should. Let me just see. Have, want, need. If you are new to pendulums, this is a pendulum. I know most of you have been with me for a long time. Oh, the pendulum's circling. It's like, yes, I'm in agreement. I'm a pendulum. My pendulum circles for yes, and when I say show me no, it goes back and forth. And when I say show me maybe, it stops. So all you need to do to work with a pendulum is get your pendulum and ask it to show me yes. And it will go a certain direction. Sometimes they'll just go circle both ways, but like clockwise versus counterclockwise. So mine circles either way for yes, show me no, goes back and forth. Some people will go east, west, north, south as their pendulum movements, and show me maybe, and my maybe stops. Very wonderful tool for making decisions because you're really just tuning into your own frequency when you're using the pendulum. And it's just interpreting that frequency for you. All right, so one more card from the Zen Blossoms, and we'll pull our 2 cards from the Blissful Knowing, and we'll be all set to find out what the guidance is for this week. I'm excited. These last 2 live streams have been very powerful and very, very accurate as always. So I can't wait to hear what it's going to say. Hi, Jacqueline. Oh, you guys are going fast, and I can't read your comments. Too fast. It's going flying on my screen. I'll have to read them later. So, is it springy and springalicious by you? Because I've got 70s. I'm not trying to brag. But I've got 70s. I've got lemons on the trees. I'm looking at the lemons right now. I've got lemon blossoms at the same time as the ripe lemons. And I just planted some flowers on Friday, and I just love this time of year. It just thrills me to see new growth, and it reminds me of how much magic there is in the universe. Seeing the buds become the blossoms, the process of actualization, it gets me so pumped because there's that evidence of that universal energy and force that's behind the scenes working. You can't see with your naked eye the growth of the plant in front of you, but the next day when you come outside and you see that a bud has now bloomed, to me it's the best. Gardening is the best. Working with nature spirits, so peaceful and such a sense of presence when I'm gardening. Touching the soil, grounding to the earth. 25 yesterday. Oh, sorry, Christy. I don't mean to brag, guys. All right. Oh, we got our last card, and I almost saw it, but I didn't. So this is great. When I don't get to see the cards, I get extra excited because I want to be surprised right along with you guys. Jennifer loves her garden. I want to see some pictures, Jennifer. You should put them in the comments. Okay. If you follow my personal page, you know I post a lot of my own garden pictures, my beautiful flowers. I posted a memory yesterday of my daisy bush, which looked like it had over 100 daisies on it. It was just this giant evidence of abundance, that's for sure. I couldn't even fit all the daisies into the screen for the camera. That's how many daisies it was. It was just stunning. And I just planted a new daisy plant. I have to post some pictures. So I'm excited because it's a new color that I haven't had in my garden before. Okay, one card. Oh, I saw something, but I didn't see it. Yay. Okay, good, Christy. She's got the extra time. Becky, you still have snow. Oh, I saw 2 robins yesterday. Yes, that is such a hopeful sign. Robin is the animal totem of new beginnings. So that's really great, Becky. Synchronicity there for you, guiding you. One more. Oh my gosh, did you guys see it fly out? I saw it was pink. Okay, let me see if, I don't want to look at it. Hold on. Oh, good, it flipped over. I don't have to see what it is. Hang on. Okay, we got our cards. Yay, the boring part is over. The chit chat part is over. Now it's time for the big reveal, which is my favorite part. Grab a drink. I really love these silicone straws and lids, guys. Love, love, love. Such a great decision to get those. The stainless steel ones were too cold. They were hurting my teeth. Okay. What we have, are you ready? Are you guys ready? Let me do a pre-fluff. Okay, here we go. What we have. Ooh, enjoyment. Ooh, I certainly do. Spending all that time in the garden. Now this is a gazania, and the reason why I picked the word enjoyment for this flower is because first it looked like the petals were dancing. It looked like they were swaying a little bit. And that made me think of dancing. But if you look really close, the pink stripes here, like on the white petals, it looks like brush strokes. I don't know if you can see, it's gonna get blurry as I zoom in. And so it made me think of painting. So doing what you love. Our natural state is joy. That is our natural state of being. So what we have, we're always going to have joy, even if we're not experiencing joy, because our inner being, our true core frequency is that of joy. So this is reminding us that this is who we really are. We are meant to be joyful. If you look at children, they're naturally joyful. This is what we always have, and hopefully you've been experiencing that joy lately like I have out in my garden. I've definitely had a really happy weekend. So much better than last weekend when I was so tired when I was on here. So hopefully you guys are feeling the joy. And I did just say that I made the post yesterday. Are you guys feeling the positivity? And you said you were. So hopefully you're feeling the joy too. Hopefully you are. All right, so that's what we have. Let me get our display set up for us. That's what we have, and that's a great card to have for what we have. I'd much rather it be the what we have than what we need. So let me know if you're feeling it, guys. Let's see, how can I get this back here so you can see it? That's probably hard to read it anyway because the writing is so not faint, but it's really thin font. All right, hopefully that's good enough. So we have joy. I love that. What do we want? This is such a positive deck, by the way. This is my favorite deck because it's got such a high frequency because it is flowers. Ooh, I love working with these cards. Okay, so what we want. Ooh, one of my favorite cards in the whole deck, treasures. Oh my gosh, I love this. Treasures. This is about blessings. This is about things that are unseen that have not been revealed yet. So I've talked about this many times when it comes to manifestation. Now, everything we could ever want is already here and now, but we need to match the frequency of it for it to become visible to us. So we want to be able to see those treasures that are surrounding us that are right now invisible. We want to be able to match that frequency, and we do that by staying in a joyful place. Our true core frequency, we want to match the things that are our true core frequency. So we've got to stay in that joyful place, and then the frequency will align us and create the visibility of the treasures that are here in front of us all along. So we want treasures. That makes a lot of sense. I feel that resonates for me. Who doesn't want treasures though, right? Well, I'm curious to see what we need because that's our advice card. So what do we need to get these treasures besides staying in the joyful place? Finding our joy, finding our happy, doing things we love, following our excitement leads us to treasures. What do we need? Oh, receive. Boy, we get this card a lot. But I think this is the biggest obstacle for most of us. First of all, we don't feel we're worthy of receiving, but we also block our receptivity with resistance. So this card is reminding us we need to stay open. We need to know that we're worthy. We need to stay in receptive mode. Now, most of you have been with me a while. You remember the story behind this card, but I want to explain it because I think it's really important. There's a reason behind every one of these cards. This is a Cosmos, and what I saw when I looked at this was a hand with a gold coin in the center. So putting your hand out, opening your hand so that the universe can place those treasures into your life, into your hand, into your world. You have to stay in receptive mode. Now, what is the opposite of receptive mode? Resistance. How do we block resistance? Well, we think, oh, that's not going to happen, or we focus on lack. I know I've had a little bit of that struggle this week where I was given an opportunity for great abundance. However, my fear would come in, and this is where you want to bring your self-awareness in and recognize your thoughts and pay attention and know who's talking, whether it's your higher self or your ego. You need discernment. My ego was putting fear on this new opportunity for abundance. It was telling me that it's risky. It was telling me that it's a bad decision. It was even telling me that it was an irresponsible gamble and I wasn't being wise. As all these things are trying to convince me to block my own abundance. So I've been paying attention and I'm not buying into it. I'm not subscribing to those false beliefs. I'm saying, haha, I know what you're trying to do, little beliefs. I know you sneaky little beliefs trying to sell me that idea. I'm not going to subscribe to that. So we need to stay in receptive mode. Know you're worthy of wonderful treasures. You are worthy because you exist. You were born worthy, and we all have a birthright to abundance. So stay open, know your worth, and know that the universe truly wants to shower you with abundance because you're creating this. You, your higher self, you're creating your experience. So you want to prove to yourself that you're a creator. And of course you want to create a beautiful, abundant life. That's what you would want to create, most of us. So there's no guilt, there's no lack of, there's no unworthiness here. It's just about allowing yourself to be the creator you are. So we need to stay in receptive mode. This is a pretty straightforward reading, and I do love the one card readings for how straightforward they are. The one card decks, which the heart deck and the flower deck both are. So what do we get? Now here again, we have this opportunity where it may not completely make sense to us right now, but by the end of the week, it's a whole nother story. As things unfold, we'll really see what this card was referring to, or it might make total sense right now, but we'll find out. So what do we get? Compassion. Now, this is the card of support. In this deck, this is the card of support. I have the word support in the heart deck, so I chose totally different words for this deck. So compassion. Now this is two, and it's so funny. I swear I saw this card in my mind's eye this morning when I was told that I needed to use this deck. This is two pincushion flowers. And I picked compassion because if you can look closely, it's kind of hard to tell because I really didn't edit the photos. I wanted them to look really natural, but I would have liked to edit this whole section out so you can really see the stems. But this, these two stems are crossed, and it looked to me like this taller one was hugging this shorter one. I can't point because it's backwards on the screen. So this one's kind of resting its shoulder on this one. So compassion, meaning I feel your pain, and the fact that it's a pincushion flower, it's like sticking pins in. I feel your pain. I have felt pain. I know what you feel. But what's really coming through strongly with this spread, with this reading, is that you are so supported by the universe. And we get, hopefully, evidence of that support, but we are always, always, always supported by the universe, so much so that the universe will say yes to everything, which is why it's so important that we are aware of our thoughts and beliefs. Because if we have negative beliefs and beliefs of lack, the universe will say yes and affirm that and show you a reflection of those beliefs. So the universe, again, always is just going to reflect back to our beliefs and say yes. That's why it's so important that we stay in that mode of I am worthy of receiving treasures. Then the universe can say yes and show you evidence of how supported you are by revealing those treasures to you. So we get support. We always have support. We always have joy because it's our natural state of being, and we always have universal support. We can block that support when we have resistance against the receptivity mode. And we can feel like we're not supported. We can create the illusion of not being supported, but we are always, always, always supported. So that's the way the flowers want to leave us today, with that reminder. So hopefully by the end of the week, you will have seen more evidence of this support that's always here for you. All right, these go fast. These flowers go fast. So we've got 2 more cards, and that's from the Bliss deck. Those are going to be a little bit longer because I have to read some text. But let's recap really quickly this pretty straightforward message. So our natural state is joy, and we need to follow that joy. We need to follow our bliss. We need to find things that make us happy. We need to stay in that core frequency because that's our natural state, and that's what keeps us in the receptive mode to see the treasures, because we want those treasures. We are worthy of those treasures. We're worthy of blessings. We're worthy of good things. And the universe wants us to have them. Our higher self is creating them for us from our frequency, and we just need to align with them by staying in a joyful place and staying receptive, knowing our worth, knowing that life wants to shower us with abundance. We deserve abundance. And we are fully supported in receiving that abundance. I love it. It's simple, but it's true. And for some of you, this might be a brand new concept. For me, this is something I've been studying for over 10 years. So to me, it feels like, well, duh. But for some of you, this might be a whole new concept or just a nice little refresher, a nice little reminder that the universe is supporting you in aligning with the treasures, but you've got to stay in a receptive mode and in a joyful place. All right, so that's these 4. Now, and I know that that's going to be something that's going to stay with me all week that I'll need to remember myself, because sometimes I think, oh, that's fine, that's whatever. But then later in the week, I'm like, oh, I remember what I was told. I need to stay in receptive mode because there's treasures waiting for me and I'm so supported. So it's good to let that echo throughout the week for you. So our 2 bliss cards, they're kind of like focus cards. It's our advice for the week. Let's see what we get. Oh, this is so perfect because this is exactly what we're talking about. What you want wants you. Hello. Does that not reiterate what I just rambled on about? I think it does. Let me get you a card that looks a little bit nicer. What you want wants you. Oh, I've got to flip over the next card just to see if there's a connection, and then I will read the cards. I just said I'm going to flip over the card to see if there's a connection. Create a connection. Create a connection. All right, let me pull that out too, and then we will read our cards. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, we just had this one, but this is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. And this is Law of Attraction in action right here. I mean, this is the reminder. You are a vibrational being. You are constantly sending out a unique energetic signal. This frequency attracts the things that are a match to your desires. Everything that you want is trying to make its way to you, and all that you don't want is trying to get away from you. Life is always keeping track of your preferences, but it is up to you to let in what you want and let go of what you don't. Relax and remember that what you want wants you too. I feel it, I feel it, I feel it. Unitsa says, this weekly guidance is just for me. I hope you all feel that way, because again, we're creating this as a collective. We're co-creating this live stream and this guidance because we've been asking for guidance and now we've lined up with it. So what you want wants you, and you know what you want. Treasures. You want treasures. Treasures within treasures. This one, I didn't actually explain that this is a globe amaranth and that these tiny little gumball size flowers have treasures within them. They are treasures on their own, but if you look closely, there's little white stars. If you look really closely, there's treasures within the treasures. Infinite treasures. So we want those treasures, and those treasures want us. How perfect is that? We just need to let it in. We need to stay at our true core frequency because we are vibrational beings sending out an energetic signal. If we're sending out a signal from our true core frequency, we're sending out the signal of the things we really do prefer. And how do we send out that true core frequency signal? By doing things that we love to do and finding joy, reconnecting with our natural state of joy, which leads us to create a connection. Now, create a connection, that card is more literal about people, and I'm sure there's an element of that too this week. We're still in a very social month, and that was the theme last week, was friendship at the end there. But create a connection also means connecting to your joy, the truth of who you are, connecting to your higher self, connecting to your true core frequency, which is the frequency of your higher self. We're shifting away from our ego. We're shifting into our higher self. Our higher self is now doing the driving. If you learn to allow that higher frequency energy in, your whole life can be led by your higher self. And that's really what I'm here to teach you, is that you have a higher self, you have an antenna, you've got to learn to raise it, learn to hear that voice, and learn to operate from the place of your higher self. Learn to let the higher self do the driving. Recognize what the ego is. Don't let the ego drive. Don't let the ego drive, because it likes to crash into brick walls. Okay, create a connection. Life has been working behind the scenes to find the perfect person to assist you in manifesting your desires. Follow your intuition and reach out to the first individual that comes into your mind. This person can offer you knowledge, growth, and the ability to help you get to where you want to go. Could it be me? Would you like to create a connection and do a private session with me? I certainly have some knowledge for you from your higher self. Create a connection. So this is about connecting with others. And again, the friendship card was very much about that last week. Connecting with others that can help you get to where you want to go. It can help you align with the treasures. And that is definitely something that I am very blessed to say that I've been able to do with my clients. I have stories. Oh God, I want to tell you my stories. I just want to tell you my stories. I will briefly tell you about one of my favorite clients. I swear she's like my best student. You're all my best students, but she's blown my mind. I mean, she has absolutely blown my mind with her manifestations. She just makes money out of thin air. It's amazing. She started a new job, and within 3 months, she got an email that they had a new bonus that they had just created, a new bonus. And it was like, I don't even know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. We've decided that you deserve our new bonus. Here's $20,000. I mean, poof. Talk about a poof. You know, poof is my word for manifestation, because the poofs just come out of the blue. So she's had that happen to her, I swear, maybe 3 or 4 times, where she's manifested massive amounts of money out of the blue. Her company said, "Oh, we are giving you a $10,000 referral credit." She didn't even remember referring anybody. And she's gotten 2 more bonuses since then. So that's just the cash alone. Now, this woman also was looking for a rental home, and just so happened, the universe, synchronicity, led her somebody in her company that she hadn't even known was having to fly overseas and move overseas, and wanted to rent out their home. And because she worked in the company, he said, "I'm going to lower the price for you because I feel I can trust you. I don't want to rent my house out to anybody." So this home was absolutely stunning. Totally out of her price range, but again, she manifested being able to live in that home. This home had just, because no one was living in it, had just been featured on the Home and Garden TV network as the makeover home for holiday. Now, she had it in the summer, but they had done this holiday thing, filmed it early. So they had this massive Christmas tree and all of this furniture. Everything had been redone. And when they were done shooting, they had finished up, they were saying, "We really don't want to have to deal with all this furniture. Do you want to buy this furniture, this fully professionally decorated house furniture in your house, all ready to go, looking like a model home? Do you want to buy this at a really, really, really cheap price so that we don't have to deal with packing it all up? And you can keep this massive Christmas tree too." Yes, of course she did. So she manifested a fully decorated, professionally decorated, on Home and Garden Network featured home to live in and keep the furniture so cheap. Now, that's only part of the story, okay? There's one more manifestation that blew my mind. This is all the same person. I can't get over it because it's so good, guys. Oh, she lives a juicy life, and I'm so happy I taught her everything I know. That sounds so ego of me, I know. It's everything she already knew. I just reminded her of how much of that she can create deliberately and how abundant she is. So, get this. She lives in Atlanta, and one day, first of all, she has a daughter who wants to be a movie star. She's like in love with Beyonce, her daughter is, and she's like wants to be a diva. And so she gets a knock on her door, totally randomly out of the blue, right? Out of the blue, but the universe conspired all of this, we know. And I kid you not, guys, knock on the door, and they say, we're looking for a house to film a music video in. I kid you not, I have chills telling you guys this. Can we come look at your house and consider it to film a music video in? So she opens up her house. They're like, we like it. We'd like to film the music video here, and we would like to pay you to film the music video here. And we're looking for children to be in the music video. She's like, I happen to have 2 children, and one of them wants to be a movie star or music diva and would love to be in a music video. And they said, you know what? We're gonna hire your children. So we're gonna pay you to film the music video in your house, and we're gonna pay your children to star in the music video. I kid you not, this is all the same person. The person who manifests large sums of money out of the blue. Oh, one more little piece of information for you guys, because this is just another mind blow. All the same person, my client, my just amazing client. She had an issue with her roof. Now we're past the rental house. She owns a home now. She had an issue with her roof. Okay, I hope I get the story right, but the bottom line is the manifestation part is right, and you'll get that, okay? Because this is just a mind blow. So, she had a problem with her roof. I think she was getting quotes that were really scary. I don't know. I'm going to get this part wrong again because I don't remember all the details, but I think she had like a home warranty or something, and they came out and they said, we're going to write you a check to pay for you to get a new roof. And they wrote her a check for $14,000. And then she had someone come out to look at her roof, and they said, oh, there's only like 3 little parts of your roof that need replacing. That's going to be like $300. $300 of her $14,000 check. The universe gave her $14,000 when she only needed $300. Unbelievable. I swear this woman has probably manifested over $100,000 just doing nothing. Just living her joy. So there's some examples. I'm going to have to change the title of this live stream because it's manifestation stories. But those are examples of treasures within treasures within treasures that were waiting for her. She stayed in her joyful place, in receptive mode. And what happened? The universe showed her how supported she was. So let that be an inspiration to you, because what you want wants you, and you don't even know how much is waiting for you. Things you don't even know you want. She would have never thought about having a professionally decorated home that was featured on Home and Garden Network. No, the universe is like, wait till you get a load of this one. That's why one of my cards says unfathomable delights. We cannot even fathom the joy that is there for us. Waiting, wanting us to. So, I hope you feel the power of that. I hope those stories inspire you. It certainly makes me so thrilled to do the work that I do and to work with my clients, because when I met her, she was going through a massive life change. She was very much struggling. And we just cleared out all those self-worth issues. Boy, she's just such a success story. So I'd love to work with you one-on-one and see if we can get some poofs for you, some wonderful abundance, get you on track. Hopefully you're already manifesting some great things, and I'm glad you're all feeling positive. But if you'd like to work with me, you can go to my website, theblissfulknowing.com. That's where all of the card decks are waiting too, if you'd like to work with the cards. Tomorrow, again, is Mini Reading Monday. So be on the lookout for that post. I will be offering private personal readings for you. Mini Reading Monday. All right, guys, great to see you. Thanks for listening to all my stories. And I hope you have a powerful week of abundance and support and treasures. And I will see you soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.